Mm, what it do? What a day, what a day. Alright, so today I'd like to start out by deterring all the rappers who might be watching this. Anybody any of you who are who are MCs or you know, you like to spit bars, you are not allowed any longer to digest my content. I'd like to ask you politely to unfollow me entirely. I want you to get rid of all your mixtapes if you have any of mine, and unsubscribe, to YouTube, of course, um, because people, they especially rappers, they steal ideas like a lot, and I can't handle it. I can't. I can't. I can't let you guys do that anymore. So right off the bat, just a disclaimer: if you spit, leave. I can't do this with you involved. So the topic of today is you know, the effective murder of rap, right? And it takes a long time to come full circle and explain this, but I'm sure you can tell that it's not doing well. I mean, let me bring up Africa Bambaataa, okay? Some of you may or may not know, but there was some defamation of character on the guy who coined the term hip hop and pretty much organized this whole thing. And if it's true that this guy did these things, then that adds a sinister hook to this whole culture, right? And the last few years, people been coming out, blowing the whistle on a lot of stuff. I don't have to tell you. You probably know more than I do about the corruption of these different entities. I'm not trying to sound hard and like I know everything, but I do. And I know this. For some reason, hip hop in its purest form has been attacked. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm not talking about just like the flavor of this week's ice cream. I'm saying somewhere early on, they got these artists to compromise themselves from the graffiti. I might not need to talk about this, but if it's like a corporate buyout. You know what I mean? The mom and pop stores got purchased, and now, your local electronics store is Best Buy. Circuit City's out of business. Um, the conglomerates have taken over, and this has been going on since the 70s. You know, and of course, especially the musicians. Everybody wants to get paid. I want to get paid, and that's why I'm to the point where I'm gonna tell if any of you rappers are still watching, or if you know a rapper, I want you to deter them from doing it, because it seems fruitless. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who say, you gotta sell your soul to make it in the music biz. Um, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think there is a paradigm of godlessness involved, so there's a apparent air of rebellion, anti-establishment in the establishment. Um, I mean, there's so many problems I've got with the game, and I think I'm ready to quit finally. I think I've done all I can do. I might not be, but there comes a time in every person's life where they got to keep it real. And I never chased a pipe dream. I just did my own thing. And I think it's about time to reconsider a new creative endeavor. I might keep spitting, but just totally change it up. I might get into an overnight warehouse job, you know. I might become a filmmaker. I might just paint, I might become a masseuse. But, from the get-go, I think as soon as it became a professional endeavor, it was uphill the whole time. And I'm not going to sit and complain about my personal druthers, but I could tell you this. In order to get on, I think it's, you gotta have a level of smoke and mirrors, And I don't like to lie to people, and I don't like I like to keep it real. And I don't know how much longer I can keep it real and stay broke. You know what I mean? Triple stage darkness. Whose barks the hardest? Kick a garbage can out, crawls the starving artist. You know, I think there's so many bad rappers that it fueled me to feel like, well, I could do that. You know what I mean? But there's certain things that I haven't done that they did in order to be successful, And if you want to be successful, it's not just hard work. It's not just talent. You get dealt a certain hand. And if you look at certain people's successful tale, there's a whole lot of stuff in that stoop that allowed them to succeed before they even pressed the button. This guy's so-and-so's cousin. That guy's, his dad was somebody in the game, As a cold wind blows. I'm not bitter. I don't need it that bad. But I think, I got into this stuff trying to please people who didn't deserve my energy, And this isn't me trying to tell you in a long form why I'm mad and how I'm gonna quit. I'm telling you, somebody's got a target right on hip hop. You know what I mean? I think you're gonna start seeing a lot more of the figureheads of the real hip hop people. They're gonna be looked at in a different way, in a bad light, and the media is gonna be throwing them out there as someone you can't trust or defend anymore. And to be honest, a lot of people have been dropping the ball. I think everybody lost their way. And it's not just music, People lost their way in general. So I think anybody who's got faith in rap anymore, like I can't even listen to rap anymore, Like people be like, "This is amazing. You gotta check this new dude out." And none of it's impressive. And I can't sit in front like I've heard any good rap music in the last, few years. So it's not up to me to try and put that on my shoulders and be like, "Yeah, you can trust me. I got this. I'm gonna save it." And one person can't save hip hop. It's too big, And I think it's time that we shake it off and move on. And I'm not even talking about genres. Now we're gonna bring back disco. We gotta we gotta do some really polished funk music. And I just think these industries are falling apart because it's not serving a purpose anymore. I think the good thing about the music industry collapse is that the big ones, like think about it like this, like the movie industry. There used to be theaters doing pretty well. They can't sell tickets anymore because of the bootlegs. Everybody gets an advanced test screening with the Sony logo splashed across it on a thumb drive. There's no money to be had anymore because it's all free. And I can't say it's just hip hop. I think it's that the people need to stop idolizing each other. You know what I mean? The truth is, all these different things are failing is because people are trusting in each other instead of God. And I think it's important that we stop looking at, men and women for assistance anymore, because they're having a hard enough time taking care of themselves. So we can't look at these American idols for help. You know what I mean? You go turn on any of these talent shows and they're just doing 10-second covers. Like, I don't know what the purpose of that is. If that's the case and everybody gets 15 minutes, it waters it down. There's no point. But the good thing is that the power will be brought back from the man and we be put back in our hands, the underdogs. You'll start seeing a lot of good content coming out of independent avenues, and nobody's gonna get fat paid because like everybody's somebody, you know. Even the wackest chick in the world has got thousands of followers on her Instagram, and it's all backwards. And in order to tip the scale back, I think we gotta stop, worrying about what the next man is doing. And I think for me personally, it's a waste of time to try and build up a record label and put on a lot of bum ass rappers and have people ride my coattails. And as badly as I feel like I've been wronged by the game in such and such ways, I haven't even gotten that far. And I don't think I want to keep going uphill dealing with a bunch of jerks trying to mess up my plans. And I quit doing film because I couldn't get people to cooperate. People didn't get along. People don't trust each other. I think it's for the birds. Old Hollywood fell. Star Wars came in and fixed Hollywood for a little bit, and now they're trying to do it again. They're like, Star Wars is what fixed everything. Let's throw some Star Wars at it. Try and make more money with that. They're probably gonna do the same thing with the rap stuff. They're gonna they're gonna try and find new Elvis. They keep trying to do it, Eminem comes back every so often, but it's not the same. Whatever it was in the beginning, I think I think it's lost. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to find the original genome to recreate, the original, you know, Neanderthal man, the original Big Bang half fish, half land mammal creature. Everybody acts like rap was the best in the 90s. It wasn't. It was on its decline. It had dope beats because they were sampling old music, And even today, you can't sample because there's no budget. You know what I mean? You gotta do these synthesizer beats. So everything's whack. Nobody's playing in real instruments. I tried, you know what I mean? I figured, if I take it back to the 80s and use those beats like Nucleus and like Kraftwerk and rap over that stuff, then it's the keep it real rap, If I rap over Supersonic, it's done. It's as good as gold. And nobody wants to hear that. I should have known that. And then I had this, this Prince shit happen. So I started working on that, and then when he died, I was just like, what's the point? I was trying to get him to clear it. And I know he was suing people for bootlegging and stuff, so I was trying to do it right. And before I could get him the stuff, he croaked. People are talking about he was assassinated. I figured if I was to rap over his stuff, the 82 style beats, the way he was programming on the Lin drum and stuff like that, that would make me prehistorical in the game of hip hop. And there's so many different ways that the timeline can be, interceded with wormholes. You know how time travel works. And to me, I was trying to keep it practical, not mystical, magical. And rest in peace. Like Lyrical Miracles is rest in peace. I just cut, a small version of it so people could hear where I was at. A lot of it was up here, out there, and I didn't want people to think I wasn't working on it and was just, playing with you guys. And there's so much more. There's probably still 500 to 1,000 bars left and like 50 to 100 beats left. But I don't know if I should keep doing it. Because you didn't listen to the record. You didn't hear the messages. Why? Why am I rapping? Why is he rapping? You know what I mean? Every time you look at an MC that you think is on, you go like, man, like, I'm not going to name names, but like, take a look at the charts. They might make money touring, but the amount of money it costs to tour, you wind up owing money still, And the record might be selling. You might see spins on their YouTube, but everybody knows it's gamed. All the numbers are rigged. What's the point if it's all a lie? You're going to set up a lemonade stand and then start pouring the lemonade out and pretending you sold it. That's kind of the game, and it just keeps, playing itself out. And I think, the wackest thing is to continue, to like try and build that sandcastle, because the shores, the shoreline's, only so far out before it's just gonna swallow your sandcastle. So in the effort that it takes to make something and to watch it disintegrate, the pointlessness sets in. And I think in order for people to move on, we gotta let go of hip hop and just let it die. You know what I mean? Like think about with like celebrities, like dead celebrities, right? We sit there and we immortalize them on film, so they'll always be what they were in that in that that superhero pose. But when the camera's off, those people were broken individuals. A lot of them killed themselves. I think that's a good allegorical truth to understand that they were not fulfilled by that dream that they were chasing. I'm not saying drop your plans and dreams, go steamroll over your records. You like G-Unit, and you burn all your your iPods or whatever. But I think it's time for us to go back to simpler life. You know what I mean? Strumming on a banjo in front of the campfire, reading reading the Bible at candlelight. I mean, I just think that it's all whack. Like there's no juice left in the game to go around, you know? I think it's all whack. Every single last bit of it. Like I think my stuff ain't even that good. Like what's the point? Your stuff is whack. If there's any rappers still watching, I don't hate your guts, but you need to seriously pay me back for what you stole. All those sneak disses, you need to reverse it. You know what I mean? If you casted some negative spells and hexes, undo that stuff. That's not right. Bunch of pansies out there trying to play like oak trees. You know, everybody's overstating their accomplishments. Everybody's paying for fake followers and stuff like that. It's whack. You see that? I had somebody watching it and they left. It's a biter. And it's real. And I'm not getting involved in that anymore. I'm not going to sit here and battle every last dude who's got something slick to say. And I'm not going to put on any more rappers who don't believe in themselves as much as, you know, I believe in me, you know? And that's what it comes down to, is we need to value ourselves more than that, than to sell ourselves out for $1 and to try and be something we're not. It's not fair to our family and our friends, you know what I mean? And they'll be sweet and try and help and pretend they're into it, but they're not. They don't give a shit. And neither do I, at the end of the day. And I'm not killing hip hop by saying these things. I'm just stating the obvious. You know, I wanted to go live and I wanted to just sit here. But I think it's important to tell you that if you really think that you're looking for the new thing, the next big artist or whatever, it's not going to happen. I can't remember ever being like super wowed, you know what I mean? I think the last time I was like really like gassed up to keep rapping, you know, to get back in it was listening to Cannabis in high school. High school, you know what I mean? And he delivers, you know, but that's a dude who also got like, you know, they say he got blackballed. What if he's just, you know, what if he's just not fit for that dynamic of the interpersonal relationships it takes to succeed in the game? You know what I mean? There's so many fake people, they're probably going to write you off as an asshole for not complying with their stuff. You know what I mean? Like, one of the aspects of music that I hate is the drug scene. You know, a party is a party, but it's a shindig once the party favors are involved. When you're drinking, you know, when people are smoking something, when people are sniffing something, huffing something, and it's not just music that makes the party, you know what I mean? A lot of it's the drugs. And I think, you know, the people who know, they're not going to tell you that. You know, when you walk in the club, everybody's on coke. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to go in a secret room or a bathroom and do it with the people who know what's up. But I'll tell you this much, if you don't do the drugs, like me, you're not cool. You know what I mean? They think you're a cop and you're boxed out. You know what I mean? It's kind of like everybody's talking about these sex scandals in Hollywood. So if you're not DTF, then you're not getting casted. You feel me? So that's a lot of it, is you got to be able to hide everybody else's secrets. You know what I mean? You got to compromise your values. That's what people mean by selling your soul. Is you got to tolerate all these other people's moral inconsistencies and stuff. I've heard people say the most awful things about other rappers. I'm trying to think of a good example without outing somebody, but like in confidence, out of hate and spite, people will tell me the most terrible things about each other, and then they still intermingle in the game. You know what I mean? That causes me to distrust everybody. I don't know what you're talking about behind my back or what you said. I don't even want to tell you what's going on in my life because you're just going to get the story wrong and make me look like an asshole. Like I heard this one guy, they said, yeah, he was normal until like he was on like a Ferris wheel or something and fell out of the machine and hit his head on the ground. He hasn't been the same ever since. I don't know if that's true. I met the guy. He didn't seem loopy. Somebody said, such and such group, the only reason why they're big is because they did a ritual sacrifice. They went up north, killed a girl, and ate her body. Drank her blood. And is that true? How could that be? Because they're not even that big. If I told you who that was, you'd be like, who? What are you talking about? The guy who they're saying murdered a girl and ate her body, he told me he's trying to get a job at UPS. And he's the biggest rapper in my city. So there's no payoff for doing wicked, if that's what you think. All I gotta do is just like shoot a 10-year-old boy in the face and I'm good. I don't think it's like that. I don't think blood sacrifices are the way in. I don't think payola's the way in. I think it would be a lot easier for you to get, your foot in the door if it just felt natural. And I think, they did hip hop like disco. It played itself out, and it's all our faults. You know what I mean? We all cherish the wrong values, and now look at it. It's a mess. Percocet. You know what I mean? I don't have any hope for it, and I don't think that you should. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying for me, like you might not hear any more music from me, but I'm saying for you to save yourself, you should probably give up on following these people. You know what I mean? All these, top 5, top 10 rappers that you think, you want to defend with your friends in the car and stuff like that, like, they're going to continue to put out whack music. And you're going to have to keep stretching that truth and trying to believe that they're good still, or were. Like, they never were. It was a hype. It was an engine pushed behind them to make you think they were something that they weren't. Go meet someone you like. Go find them. Go talk to them. They're not who they're portraying on screen. Come and meet me. I'm not who you think I am. For whatever it is that they hooked you into thinking about these people, these actors and stuff, they're just characters that they're playing, And to root for the bad guy, that's poisonous, Shooting yourself in the foot with that. I can't call it. I'm just saying, like, hip hop is dead. Give it up. You know what I mean? If you really think someone's doing it big, I want you to comment. Let me know. You want to debate about this? Hit me up. Tell me, oh yeah, such and such is the dopest. You don't know what you're talking about. He's saving it. Nobody's saving it. It's done. What's done is done. JFK was assassinated. He ain't coming back. You want to have your theories about who did it, who killed Tupac and Biggie. Who gives a shit? They're gone. You can't get them back. to all the people connected to them and stuff like that, they didn't have any bright ideas about how to fix the game. It's over. The order of nature pulled the plug on all these characters, and everybody's still standing around coming to shows pretending like it's dope, and it's not. You're gonna sit there and waste gas money, buy a ticket, purchase some merchandise, stand around while they lip sync and pretend like it's fresh, alienate everybody else in the crowd, be like, nah, I'm the real dude. I drove here, drove 300 miles for this show. It's embarrassing. It's like you know when you like go to a church and you feel like this is weird. Like I don't feel the Holy Spirit in here. That's what I feel when I go to shows. You know what I mean? I don't feel it. I don't feel it. There's no good vibe to it. It just all feels pointless. You know what I mean? And I can't sit here and tell you guys like, you know, buy my album, come to my show. Like, I don't care anymore. It's useless. You know what I mean? Like, 9 out of 10 of these people you think are doing really successful that you look up to, they got side hustles like you wouldn't believe. They're selling livers on the dark web, or you know, they got like a gumball machines in your local grocery stores, and that's where they make their money. They're not making money with hip hop, you know? And it's because you guys idolized everybody and you put everybody on a pedestal instead of letting people express themselves naturally. You know, everybody's got to have an S on their chest and a semi-auto, like whatever. I mean, it's pointless, you know? If you think you got some ideas about how to fix it, go ahead. You know, try. But I'm telling you, like, you're gonna wind up losing a lot of people that you know and love, trying to put on a front like you're somebody else. And, you know, personally, I see a lot of pointlessness in a lot of things. I think the world is ending, you know what I mean? And piece by piece, you're gonna start seeing stuff fail you that you thought you had hope in. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh man, Dan's Pizza Shop is the greatest pizza shop in the world. I will never get pizza elsewhere. Dan is going to have a heart attack, and his family's not going to know how to handle the business, and you're not going to get any more of that good pizza. It's all over, folks. That's it. There's no more good news. It's up to you to create your own reality. Don't be looking up to other people to be fixing your problems and making you feel better. The entertainment industry is just done, you know? Like, think about it like this. I'm live right now. You're watching me. Think about how many people are live right now on Scope, Instagram, Facebook at the same time. Everybody's somebody. That means nobody's anybody. You know what I mean? It's all over. There was a time when, you know, there was like 3 to 5 channels. Everybody at night on prime time will watch the same thing. And it's all watered down now, so you don't have that luxury of having, you know, all of America tuned into you at once, and the power and the raw, you know, magnitude of the epicness. It's done. Even these movies that they're putting millions and millions of dollars in, they can't recoup because no one cares. Everybody's on Pornhub or something wasting their time. Like, they don't care about, you know, the new Bradley Cooper movie. It's done. It's over. Everybody that was the real deal, you know, when your parents and your grandparents are like, nah, this is whack. Well, what used to be good was back when I was a kid. It's not true. If that stuff isn't even that good either. It's just that they were hyping it. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna hype you guys up and be like, I'm the greatest rapper of all time, and here's why. Because it's subjective. You know what I mean? I just want you to understand that when when you turn on your smartphone and you start looking at your social media and you look at all the new stuff, you know, you're trying to keep up with everybody, with the Kardashians or whatever it is. It's fruitless. It's not going anywhere. I'm telling you not to lose faith and hope in general, or trust in the Lord. That's what I want you to have. I want you to look towards your creator, you know, the father of all fathers. But you don't want to hear that. That's the last thing you want me to hear. You want me to tell you how I clipped some kid with my whip and just drove off. You know what I mean? You want to hear tragedy, and you know, you want to be offended. You're going to be slightly upset. And that's what I'm giving you right now. Is you don't want to hear this, but I'm telling you, it's over. See the sun going down? It's it. That's it. It's all done. You know, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, but rap is still going to suck later. You know what I mean? Think about it. Think about it. You all know someone who's been grinding for 10, 20 years, and they have not recouped any of their investment. You know what I mean? They're getting their money on the side from such and elsewhere. I think you guys got better odds playing the lotto than trying to get your mixtape off on Piff. Who's even on that Piff anymore? But yeah, it's all just people paying to try and put themselves on, and they get a little bit of exposure from it, but no one cares. They couldn't if they tried. I wish I knew who was watching this. That would be wonderful. But as you can see, the temperature is dropping. I've got goosebumps. And I don't have any more gas left in the tank. We've gone about 40 minutes. If you've actually gotten to this point, don't follow me. Don't subscribe. Don't look me up. I'm glad that you took your time to check it out, but I got nothing for you. I gave you all I had and you didn't care. So don't look to me for anything, cuz I gave it to you and that wasn't good enough. I'm not trying to sound bitter, but I want you to really look in your fridge and see if there's any substance in there. You know what I mean? There's none. It's all just like homogenized, processed. We need to get back to natural stuff. Like kumbaya. You know what I mean? Like that's when it's gonna be fresh. Because like I said, the man is losing his power. You know what I mean? So the energy is gonna be brought back into small increments back to us. So we're gonna be able to pull off some pretty dope house parties. And I'm telling you, like historical, 10 people in the room, blow your mind type parties. You know what I mean? You're gonna start seeing music coming out on the independent market. Not on iTunes, not on CD Baby. It's gonna be, you're gonna be like, yo, did you ever hear this? And you'll be like, no. How could I possibly? Out of the 1,000 people that I follow, I don't have time, you know? But it's gonna be so ill. But it's gonna be, you're not gonna be able to pinpoint it as a genre. You're gonna be like, it's neo, folk, crump, you know, post Lil B. Like you're not gonna be able to qualify it. It's just gonna be what it is. You know what I mean? People are gonna be battling on the streets with weird beatboxing and stuff like that. And you'd be like, what is this? Are they speaking English? And you know what I mean? That's when it's gonna get dope again. But hip hop as you know it, it's done. It's over. You're not gonna be able to even call it rap music anymore pretty soon. You know, everybody's trying to call this mumble rap. Don't worry about what that is. You know what I mean? Worry about yourself. Hone in your own styles. Quit being a hater. And that's what I think the last thing I want to say is this. I'm not a hater. I'm not hating. I'm just trying to tell you the tides have shifted. You know what I mean? Don't be looking at that lighthouse. You're gonna wreck your ship trying to land on that shore over there. Don't follow that light. It ain't worth it. And I don't want you to be going on Netflix anymore if I can help you. Don't be watching all this bull crap media. You ever finish watching a show, you binge watch it or something, and it's just like, why did I just watch 50 hours of that? That's what you're gonna feel like when you die. And you wind up at the gates and you'll be like, man, I wasted my whole life watching, you know, I don't know. I don't know what you watched. But yeah, my battery's almost dead. It's freezing. I'm so cold. I gotta go inside because the day is done. I just wanted to see who was watching and give you guys some bad news. Rap is over. I didn't do it. I didn't pull the plug. You know what I mean? It's been whack for some time now. And a lot of kids were just jumping in thinking they could help, but you know what I mean? It's done, you know? You need to sit there and eat some spoiled meat. Don't do it. All right. If you're still watching, you watch the whole thing. Peace and prosper. I hope you do the right thing. Take it easy.